Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 6.
Coming up tonight, recession risk. Nebraska is in the top, or in the 16% of states currently in a recession. What a Creighton University professor says the biggest contributing factors are. Also tonight, a step for love. What a local group is saying Nebraska is doing to make the state more welcoming for people of all sexualities. And staying in quarantine. Exposed passengers at UNMC are given the option to quarantine at home. Why one person says he'll be continuing his stay here in Nebraska. But let's get straight over to your first forecast for this Monday night with possible storms on the way. It doesn't look too bad out there right now, though. This video sent into our local news app just minutes before coming on the air. We're seeing blue skies, a little breeze. It's finally feeling like summer out there. It is June 1st. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. With this warm weather comes the good old Nebraska summer storms that are always possible. Here's a live look outside from our network of cameras. A warm and muggy day. And Rusty, I know you've been watching the skies, and we do have some storms out west.
Yeah, we had briefly one storm just west of Lincoln, popped up very quickly, and then as soon as it got on the other side of Lincoln, it just fizzled out completely. So that was kind of an odd storm, I think. Malcolm and maybe even just the northwestern corner of Lincoln saw some really heavy rain for about 10 minutes, and that was it. Now our eyes are on western Nebraska, where there's two severe thunderstorm watches, one for the Panhandle, that goes until 8 p.m., and then also far southwestern Nebraska from McCook west into and south into Kansas, that goes through midnight. And there's some storms out there now, just trying to make its way across that Nebraska-Kansas border. A tornado warning in the Panhandle. That was a confirmed tornado warning earlier between Scottsbluff Alliance and Hemingford, if you're familiar with that out there. But one line of storms trying to continue. Look at between O'Neill and Grand Island. There's just a little bit of a line right there. Just an interesting thing to look at. We'll have to keep an eye on that. But just a few cumulus clouds out there trying to pop up. That's kind of a cool shot too. And we have very warm temperatures out there. We'll still be in the upper 80s through 7 p.m. and into the middle 70s by 7. Honda of Lincoln looking at just a little bit of a breeze, but plenty of sunshine and 88 degrees with a light east-northeast wind. Temperatures in the 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Out there from one side of the state to the other, and the dew points are a little high with a wind out of the northeast at 5 to 10. We'll talk more about that storm threat tonight, tomorrow, and the rest of the week in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. A big step in the hantavirus outbreak today as the exposed cruise ship passengers are now allowed to leave Nebraska. The Americans can finish their quarantine at home, but there are going to be a lot of rules in place for those who do decide to leave. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson explains what the next steps are and how officials are keeping the public safe. Mackenzie?
Rod, the 18 Americans who were on the cruise ship have officially been in the quarantine unit in Omaha for 21 days. But that's only half of the incubation period for this strain of the hantavirus. And for another 3 weeks, they need to be closely monitored for symptoms. But authorities are going to let the passengers return home under some conditions. If they decide to leave Omaha, they will be monitored around the clock for another 21 days to ensure they're in isolation. It's not clear how many are choosing to stay or go home at this time, but one man explaining on social media why he will finish out the quarantine period in Nebraska for the full 6 weeks.
The recommendation by the facility is that we stay here for the full 42 days. So the main recommendation is that we stay here. So that in itself is a good reason for me to stay.
Now, we're keeping a close eye out for any word from the quarantine facility. We have been reaching out today, but have not gotten any information from officials on the transfer process or how many passengers are choosing to leave Omaha. We do know that health officials say until this clock reaches 0, it would not be surprising to see additional cases of hantavirus come up. We'll keep you updated if we learn anything new on air and on our Now Local News app. For now, reporting in the studio, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Mackenzie. New at 6, a Wallet Hub report is saying Nebraska is in an economic recession. The report is showing economic conditions shifting unevenly across the country. And right now, they're saying 74% of states are at risk of recession and 16% of states are already in one. Let's take a look at the map here they pushed out. As you can see, Nebraska is among those considered in a recession. They're basing their findings on economic activity, income, financial markets, and consumer spending. A Creighton University economics professor is providing us with some inside information on why they're seeing this kind of economic trend here in Nebraska.
Hiring was not good in May. Hiring was at 47.0, and that's below growth neutral, of course. And that's down from April's 50.2. I'd call it an economy that's still not doing as well as we'd like to see, and certainly our survey backs that.
He adds that the manufacturing sector is losing jobs and holding back on hiring due to inflation and tariffs, only adding to the economic stress for Nebraskans. Well, the ceasefire in the war in Iran is tested once more, leaving Americans with more questions than answers tonight. Conflicting reports out hours ago on the progress of peace talks. U.S. Central Command announcing this morning the interception of Iranian ballistic missiles that were headed towards American forces. Also, President Trump says peace talks are moving rapidly, but Iranian officials say negotiations have stopped. So the question is, where are we when it comes to these peace talks? It's coming at a time when the ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran is being tested more than ever. Channel 8's Meg West joins us live in the newsroom with where things stand right now. Meg?
Yes, good evening, Rod. President Trump announcing today that the talks with Iran are continuing at a rapid pace. That statement coming at a crucial yet confusing time, just hours after Iran had announced that they were cutting off peace talks with the U.S. Iran saying they're walking away from talks in response to Israel's latest strikes on Lebanon, violating the ceasefire agreement, according to Iranian state media. Despite the ceasefire, both sides exchanging fire through the weekend. U.S. Central Command reports striking down 2 Iranian drones threatening ships and conducting what it calls self-defense strikes on Iranian military infrastructure. Responding to those self-defense strikes, Nebraska Representative Don Bacon posting on X, insisting Iran is not serious about peace negotiations, adding they need our help to get serious. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today calling for more strikes in southern Beirut, some in the Middle East questioning their intentions at the negotiating table.
I think Israel is very intent on making sure that diplomacy between Iran and the U.S. is not fruitful.
The White House responding to the Prime Minister's call for strikes in Beirut with a post on X saying President Trump spoke with both Prime Minister Netanyahu and Hezbollah and no troops will go to Beirut. Any on their way there have already turned around, and Hezbollah agreed to stop shooting, claiming the two parties will not attack each other. And as we come on the air tonight, Iran has yet to comment on whether talks have resumed. But President Trump says that he was not made aware that Iran was cutting off communication. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Meg. Stay with us. We have more headed your way after the break, including added assistance, what the U.S. Department of Agriculture is doing for Nebraska farmers and ranchers who were affected by the largest wildfires in state history. Stay with us. We're back in 60 seconds. Pride Month is beginning right now, and the Lincoln Police Department is celebrating. They're putting out this post today saying they believe they are the strongest when they reflect the community they serve. They say Pride Month is a chance to celebrate the people, perspectives, and experiences that make Lincoln a welcoming place to call home. But according to the LGBTQ State Climate Index, Nebraska, right there, is in the bottom half of the U.S. states to live in as a member of that community. Down 2 spots from last year. Channel 8's Emma Norwood speaking with one group about the ranking.
Pride Month is here, and in Lincoln, Star City Pride is gearing up for a series of celebrations.
Creating that space where we can celebrate queer joy, where we can just be in community with one another. It's something special.
According to State Climate Index, Nebraska comes in at number 29 for the best LGBTQ+ business climate. The site basing their ranking off of 5 categories: legal and non-discrimination, youth and family, political and religious, health and safety, and work and economic.
I feel like we're seeing more and more of us coming together as a community, really creating those spaces that don't exist because we understand how it can be difficult to be queer in Nebraska. I think that that's like a really great part of us as a queer community, and recognizing how whenever we struggle, we all decide to come together. And trying to make sure that that ranking rises.
Although Nebraska's ranking is only at 29, Star City Pride agrees the whole state is making strides to change that.
I think that's why we have pride, that's why we create these spaces for us to celebrate. And, I just mentioned Sydney, Nebraska, they're having one of their first prides ever this year. Same with Chadron, Nebraska, they're having their first pride.
Reporting in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
And new at 6, the U.S. Department of Agriculture is stepping up for Nebraska farmers and ranchers. They're extending the deadline to offer critical assistance to those who were affected by the recent wildfires. Their EQIP will remain open. Applications are being accepted until July 31st. They're providing technical and financial assistance through this program to help people recover from wildfire damage and restore health to their working lands.
Showers and thunderstorms are starting to make their way into western Nebraska. It will take some time for them to get into central and eastern Nebraska. We'll break that down when we come back.
County Sheriff's Office reporting a serious crash. It involved 2 vehicles. It happened south of Stanton, and it's leaving a Madison woman injured. Now, here's a look at the aftermath. Witnesses are saying the driver of this SUV had her turning signal going to the right. when she turned left and was sideswiped by a pickup truck. After the crash, she attempted to exit her vehicle but collapsed on the highway. She was taken to a hospital and then ticketed for driving with a suspended license. Beatrice Police releasing its monthly crime report tonight. Their officers responded to nearly 1,300 calls during the month of May. As you can see here, they range from all kinds of things, from traffic stops to accidents and disturbances. They also made 25 arrests in May. They say the summer months bring elevated call volumes due to outdoor events and community activity, and they say they'll be providing assistance whenever needed.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Overall, not a whole lot going on for central and eastern Nebraska. We did have one storm right just west of Lincoln, and that quickly moved east and dissipated as soon as it died off as fast as it formed. It was an interesting storm to watch. Now we've got some storms over here towards Des Moines, a few scattered showers south of us. This line, however, well, that's got some bite to it. We have severe thunderstorm watch for parts of the Panhandle until 8 p.m. local time, and then most of Kansas into the very southwestern edge. You're talking Dundee, Hitchcock, Red Willow, maybe Furnace County. That goes until midnight because these storms are going to try to make their way into southwest Nebraska. But eventually, the rest of the state will see storms, and we'll kind of detail that here in a second. First, how hot did it get today? 89, but it felt warmer. The humidity, you probably noticed that if you were outside, and we weren't far away from a record high, only 7 degrees. That happened back in 1934. Plenty of sunshine now. The clouds will start to increase as we head through the overnight, but Allocam looking at 21st and L Street. It's warm out there. We have a temperature that's 88 degrees in Lincoln, 89 Beatrice, 86 Grand Island, much cooler where there are storms forming and happening in parts of the Panhandle. 50s in Scotts Bluff. That's some rain-cooled air. But most of us in the 80s. We're really close to 90 in Beatrice at 89 degrees, 88 Falls City, 87 in Nebraska City and Hebron, and 88. Our two favorite numbers here at Channel 8 in Lincoln. 58 degrees on the dew point, so that lowered a little bit, but still in the middle 60s in Wahoo and York, lower 60s for Aurora and the Tri-Cities, so it's sticky out there. And we know that's just going to keep coming our way too. A little bit of an east to northeast to north wind at 5, 10, up to around 20 miles per hour. A little higher winds where there are storms in western and southwestern Nebraska. And there they are. This was a tornado warning for a little while, confirmed at one point between Scottsbluff Alliance and Hemmingford, and now northeast Colorado into the southwestern corner of Nebraska. This is all coming out. So all of this is eventually going to congeal, and because of that, the western half of the state, southwestern half of the state, has that level 2 slight risk, and then everybody else a level 1 marginal risk. So 1 or 2 strong to severe storms in this area. Through the next few hours, that area has the best chance for severe weather. And here's what it looks like on Stormcast. There they go. This here and before is the best bet for severe weather tonight. And then as we get past midnight, it still tries to hang on, but notice how it's kind of shrinking a little bit, and it still looks like it's a little on the strong side here, but watch what happens. It basically fizzles out once we get past sunrise. Still some scattered showers and thunderstorms, so 1 or 2 thunderstorms possible overnight for central and parts of eastern Nebraska. It's something we'll keep an eye on. And then for Tuesday, the western half of the state, especially off towards the Panhandle, this isn't the greatest chance in the world, but there's a line of storms, and this could get a little severe at times, but it doesn't look like a widespread event. In fact, it doesn't look like it lasts very long at all. So we'll see. Temperatures tonight dropping between 60 and maybe 70. Beatrice at 68. I think most of us around 63, 64 degrees. Highs tomorrow, a little cooler than we have been the last couple of days, upper 70s and lower 80s. And that kind of continues. In fact, each day just gets a little bit warmer. 82s for the next couple of days. Storms possible. I think the best chance for Tuesday will be in the morning, and then Wednesday morning, then into the afternoon and evening, and then again we'll do that again on Thursday and Friday. So there's storm chances on and off throughout the next several days. Not everybody will see rain, but the chance is there. Small chances on Sunday. Now notice, each day gets a little bit warmer, a little bit warmer. By the time we get to next week, you're looking at 90s Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even Thursday.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Right now, a new kind of experimental blood test may be able to detect multiple cancers earlier. Researchers say the Gallery Multi-Cancer Early Detection Blood Test can spot many hard-to-screen cancers and keep false positives low. Now the makers of the test are seeking FDA approval.
In the study, they found that when they compared it to routine screening, it was an increase of about 16% in detection rate in early cancers. And when it was added to routine screening, that increase jumped by 4-fold. Now, important caveat here, the study did not find that it reduced stage 3 and stage 4 cancer, which are late-stage cancers that have spread. And that's an important benchmark that many scientists are looking to understand the value of screening today.
Right now, the test costs $1,000 out of pocket for patients, but if the FDA approves it as early as next year, they could potentially lead to it getting covered by insurance. New tonight, Lincoln Police are expanding one of their units. They doubled the size of their victim assistance unit from 2 to 4 people. April Hurt and Jackie Patino are joining the team. Jackie is a former LPD intern, and April most recently worked with adults with disabilities. The unit is accepting appointments, walk-ins, and is working directly with victims of all types of crimes, from domestic violence to car crashes. Coming up next, we head into the Sports Zone. Nate's here. What do you have going on today, my friend?
Yeah, thanks, Rod. We're going to be taking a look at one Husker golfer who earned some all-region honors. That and more next.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Greens Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Well, Nebraska softball season may be over, but that doesn't mean they can't be a part of some more history. Hey, what's going on? Thanks so much for tuning into the Sports Zone. It's sad the softball season is over, but what a season the ladies had. Pretty remarkable. And Nebraska not done setting some records. ESPN releasing some viewership numbers from opening day. If you take a look at your TV here. Nebraska versus Arkansas set a record as the most viewed opening Thursday game in the history. The two teams pulling 1.4 million viewers with a peak audience of 1.6 million viewers. The viewership for Thursday's games was up 63% from last year. If that's not a sign of, one, where this sport is going, and two, just how impactful Nebraska fans are, not sure what more proof you need. Take a look at the other two games. They're both getting at least 1 million views themselves. Really cool for the sport of softball. And here's a look at an update from the Women's College World Series today. Texas beat Tennessee to start the day 5-2, 13 hits for the Longhorns. Game 2 went Texas's way as well, so they advance. And then Alabama and Texas Tech started at 6, and they'll play at 8:30 tonight if they need to play a second game. From the Women's College World Series to the Men's NCAA Baseball Championships, let's check in on today's action from the tournament. A lot going on already. Still some happening tonight. Milwaukee Auburn moved to 8 p.m. USC Texas A&M, that's at 8 p.m. Kentucky West Virginia playing right now, as is Troy and Florida. St. John's beats Florida State. They're moving on. And Oklahoma walks off Georgia Tech in 10, 8-7. The final there. Keeping things on the diamond, let's take a look at what's going on for some of our more local teams. Kansas City starts a new series with Cincinnati today. That goes until Wednesday. The Royals stay on the road until next week, Tuesday, after a series with Minnesota. The Storm Chasers start a road trip tomorrow in Columbus until the 7th. And the Salt Dogs begin a home series with the Dock Hounds starting tomorrow until Thursday, and then they'll be home until Sunday. The Canaries come in town throughout the weekend here in Lincoln. A nice stretch, though, of home games for the Salt Dogs. Finally, Nebraska golfer Rudy Sautron, he continues to rack up the awards this season. He became Nebraska's first team all Big Ten men's golfer in 2026. Today, it was announced Sautron captured NCAA Division I paying all-region honors for the second straight season. He closed his year with a school record 70.27 stroke average over 41 rounds, which as a golfer myself, holy cow, a couple of claps, that is very impressive. That'll do for sports, though. Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you so much, Nate. Let's get a final check of the weather with Rusty and what he's keeping an eye on tonight. Rusty?
There's nothing going on right now in parts of central and eastern Nebraska, but that will try to change as we head into the overnight hours. So here's a quick look at southeast Nebraska. Not a lot there, but you can see things are starting to build in from the southwest and from the west. So we'll keep an eye on that right now. If you have outdoor plans in central and eastern Nebraska, at least for the next several hours, you should be fine. But notice that severe thunderstorm watch for southwestern Nebraska, far southwestern Nebraska until midnight, and then a severe thunderstorm watch for the Panhandle until 8 o'clock local time. So a lot going on further west, and that eventually gets into central Nebraska by about midnight. Starts to weaken a little bit as we get into the early morning hours around 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, but still some thunderstorms possible in eastern Nebraska as we wake up in the morning, and far south central and southwest Nebraska, and then those kind of fizzle out as we head through the day, and then another chance for some storms in the afternoon.
All right, thank you, Rusty. Thank you for joining us. See you back here at 10.